Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter. It is Tuesday. That's right, Taco Tuesday, depending on where you are. And we are on challenge number 6. We got people jumping into the chat right now over here at behance.net/challenge/XD. Make sure you hit that big blue button, join the challenge. If you're watching on YouTube, come on over to Behance because Sam Peterson is moderating. Arif Hussein and Annie Yang and Lauren Stanton and Dima Ibad and Annie and Ruth W. Everybody's hanging out in the chat, having a good time because that's what we do here on the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Again, you can find out more about it over here at Behance. Hit that big blue button, and when you scroll down, you see we are on challenge 6 out of 9. That's right, 6 out of 9. We are almost done. This is the last week. Yesterday we did a streaming dashboard, day before that a smartwatch interface, and today we are doing a wine tasting app experience, like a rating kind of app, maybe a companion app at a vineyard where we can swipe between the different types of wine. We'll talk more about that in a second, but first make sure that you join us over here on Discord. Over 60,000 creatives are on the Adobe XD Discord server. This is where you're going to find friends and feedback and input and mentorship and submit your work to be seen on these streams and future streams. So make sure you join that. And with that being said, let's jump over to our starting file. You should be able to get that over here on Behance. If you're watching this live right now or watching the replay, you can hit the button and get the starting file. Again, we are on challenge 6. It's a wine rating application, probably more like a companion app. Got some inspiration and some different resources down there in the booklet for you. And we have some starting assets here as well. I have a starting artboard. And good news, my allergies are a little less terrible today, which is always nice. If you have questions, make sure you put those in the chat. I'd love to answer those as much as I can while I'm designing, if I can do it. We have some star shapes, some buttons. We got a wine glass up here, a bunch of stats that are kind of grouped together in a folder. And we have a starting artboard that is 428 by 926. It's kind of your standard, boom, iPhone 12 Pro Max. That's what it is. Whew, almost forgot. iPhone 12 Pro Max. And we have a couple things on this, right? We have a couple of wine bottles with generic labels. Actually, it's on purpose. We're going to use that in a little bit. And then we have some names. I'm not real knowledgeable of wine, right? I like a glass of wine from time to time. Drink responsibly. And but we're going to do a little bit of a wine rating application. So the first thing I think we want to do is, if you look in my layers panel, I have those things we talked about, but I also have a group called background, and right now the light background is hidden. The opacity is down. See that? So I actually want to create another artboard where we kind of swap these things out a little bit. So let's say we have the Pinot Grigio over here. You could just see the P, you could just see the side of the bottle, and I don't know why it's down. Let's put it up to kind of match a little bit like that. There we go. We'll go right over here. And let's rename this like dashboard 1, and we'll call this other one a similar thing, but we'll call it dashboard 2. You guessed it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take our bottles, scoot them over, and we're probably going to implement like a drag gesture here for this. Let's space these out a little bit so we have some room to work. And let's take our text and line our text up in the middle, and then we'll bring the opacity of our light background. I'm going to sneeze here in a second, guaranteed. I'm going to bring that to 100% opacity. Excuse me. God bless you. Gesundheit. Here we go. That was... Now, why do I always have to sneeze in a live stream? Why does that happen to me? I'm also going to do just a little bit of like a shrinking kind of effect here. So as we drag them over, we get, we get like kind of a cool effect. So let's just prototype that really quick because that's so far so good. Let's grab this and we'll drag. So on drag here, we will auto animate to dashboard 2. We don't need easing on our drag gesture. We'll just do the other one right back there. And let's press play really quickly and see how that looks. As we drag over, we get this nice kind of drag effect, which is fun, right? We can kind of go real slow as we drag, but okay, pretty good. So far, so good. All right, that's real simple. Let's take it up a notch and start utilizing some of these other assets that we have here. Okay, I'm going to bring these down so we can kind of see them. They'll follow us along. Once I click, though, on my red wine, my Cabernet, let's bring that down here. Okay. We're going to want to take the next step, which is let's get a little bit more intense, okay, on our our Cabernet. So I'm going to bring these items down. We're not going to have to see those anymore. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to zoom in here so we can see. I'm just going to grab the bottom of my text, right? This is resized text. If I hit that little bottom section, I'm just going to make it real big. Okay. And I'm going to, let's just rotate this on its side and do some really trendy vertical text. Okay. Nice and big like that. Okay. We'll make sure it's in there. And let's take our bottle and pump the bottle up quite a bit. Okay, even more. Let's go big, right? Let's go off canvas. Look how cool that looks. And then maybe we'll even overlay the bottle a little bit on the text there. That's kind of cool looking. I'm digging it. Let's just bring the bottle down a little bit more. I like it. Okay, now we're gonna put some elements on this next artboard, this kind of like zoomed in artboard. But we're gonna need to make sure that those same elements are on the previous artboard so they can animate in and out. Is that tracking? You tracking with that? Okay, cool. So for instance, we have some stats and a rate this wine button. Okay, we're gonna want to put those in here, right? And let's see, I'm just gonna make sure that I drag this onto my artboard. See that blank label coming in pretty clutch, right? Okay, right. It sits right on top of that label, and we have this rate this wine button. We're just going to center it in our interface. We could try to be real fancy and put it in the label. We'll just put it at the very bottom like this. I think that looks pretty cool. Even though it's kind of covering the word Cabernet, it doesn't matter because this is all like kind of like imagine being in a winery, right? It's real artsy fartsy. It's real fancy schmancy in any other kind of rhyme that represents bouginess, right? So we can be a little artistic and fun and playful here with our interface today. So with that being said, we have these, see these up here, the stats and the button. We're going to want to just copy those and make sure we pop those up here, but never just pop them in. Never just pop them in. Do something fun with them, right? Okay, so let's take the button and let's just drag it down here. We'll put it right at, oh, if you go too far, you'll lose it, right? Unless it's grouped. But let's do this other thing really quickly right here. Let's just drag our stats down and kind of group them on top of each other. Something like that. I don't know why my final stat doesn't want to go up. Okay, let's all just hang them out on top of each other. And let's see where our stats are kind of around there as far as like my positioning horizontally and vertically. So I'm just going to tuck it down to the bottom and turn the opacity of them all the way down as well as my button. And I think I want one more thing. You know, might be nice. Let's add one little thing. I'm going to hit a rectangle here, draw this up, take the border off, fill it with a linear gradient. And I'm just going to grab, because I'm not using pure black, I'm using this 1D, 1D, 1D here in the background. So let's just make sure that we're doing that. And then at the very top of my gradient, I'll bring the opacity of it down. Okay, that looks pretty good, but we want that to be behind. Now, if I have this gradient like this, it doesn't need to be on the previous one. It doesn't need to be. It could just kind of stay there, right? It could appear. It's going to fade in. That's what happens when you don't have one object on one artboard and then on another. It's just going to gently fade in. That's it. So let's do a quick prototype and see if we can get this to work, right? We know we have the drag gesture. So we have a drag kind of set up there. But what if we add another one on tap? We say on tap, go here, auto animate, right? To dashboard 1.1. We're not going to call that dashboard 1.1 anymore, though. We're going to call this the detail screen, right? Let's just push it right up there. Good. Back to our prototyping. And what happened to our prototype that we had there? I don't know. Something happened. Let's drag it back down. On tap, auto animate to detail. And let's do a little bit of easing. Let's go ease in, ease out. And we'll do something like 0.8 seconds. Not really short, but not really long. Somewhere in the middle. Let's try that. Let's hit the home there and call this our wine rating flow and press play and see what happens here. Okay, we can drag back and forth between the wines. And again, you can imagine having multiple of these depending on how many wines the winery has. But when we click, ooh, it's kind of nice. Can we go back real quick and see it one more time? Click, boom. Okay, imagine using this app. Wouldn't you be impressed? You'd be having fun and like at the winery sampling wines, playing with the app. Okay, here we go. Ah, all right. More and more people are joining us. Jesse talks like a rapper. It's cool. Ruth W says, am I rhyming? Am I doing? Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's keep going. So now what we want to do is let's take this even to the next step. Once somebody says, rate this wine, I have this crazy idea that I don't know if I'll be able to make it happen in the next 10 or 12 minutes, but that when you press this, the wine bottle will tip and you somehow get to shake out an amount of stars into a wine glass. I know we're talking crazy time right now, but let's try. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my next artboard down here. This isn't detail 1. This is rating. Let's call this our rating artboard. Okay, I like it. Let's move all this away. We don't need to see our starting file anymore. Okay. Oof, what are we gonna do? Boy, I tell you, I think we should probably just take the opacity of the ratings out. We don't need those anymore. You could probably just delete them. We probably don't even need those anymore, right? Okay. And then we're going to bring our wine glass in, but we got to do something with this. Okay. At this point, we don't need the white wine bottle at all. Okay. So see how we're kind of like 2 screens removed from that white wine bottle? It's okay. If we're going to transition back, everything will be fine. All right. So let's take our wine bottle. Let's see how crazy we can get. Okay. We're going to shrink it back down. Okay. We're going to turn it and we're going to kind of poise it at the top. Okay. And we're going to poise it to pour. We're going to make it ready. It's ready to pour. Okay. This is the craziest idea I've ever had on one of these streams. I have no idea what I'm thinking. And somebody says, have you played around with the latest update? I have played around with the latest update of Adobe XD and I'm loving it. I'm playing with video. I'm playing with all sorts of interesting things. Okay. Let's bring the opacity of this guy down. Okay. What are we going to do here next? I'm not really sure. Can you tell that I haven't fully thought this out? We're thinking things on the fly. Okay, so let's put that wine glass up. I got it. I know what we'll do. We will make that's how we'll use our star. I knew we were going to use a star. I didn't know how though. I'm going to make a star rating section, okay, down here. So I'm just going to paste this star in here. Okay, and you're able to do 1 through 5 stars. To make my 5 stars really quickly and cheat, I'm just going to repeat grid, Command R. I'm going to drag out 5 of them. Okay, I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to grab the first one and resize, because that's what you can do in a repeat grid. Okay, until I have my 5 stars. Okay, I like my 5 stars, and then what I can do is I can remove these. Oh, I can't. I used to be able to. Make component, mark for export. Oh, where I lost it. Ungroup the grid. Boom, there it is. Okay, now I have my 5 stars perfectly sized. You could also just have made 5 stars like this. All right, so we have our 5 stars. We're going to balance our wine glass a little bit in between. But what we need to do is, actually, I'm going to make a component out of my star. I'm going to make a component state. So you got default, that's lit up. And then I'm going to do toggle state of active. Okay, so this first one then is going to be inactive, and all I have to do is bring the opacity of it down. See that? Inactive and then active. All right, so let's get rid of these, because now we have a component in play here with a default state that should be you stinker. Okay, hold on, I see. We have to go inside, grab the star, not the component. I always get mixed up with that. Keep me honest here, folks. All right, we have our star, and then we have an active state, which would be the star with the opacity up. Are you tracking with me? Okay, default, active, default to active. Okay, great. So I'm just going to drag out those 5 stars like this again manually. We didn't need to do that whole repeat grid thing. And then we're going to let a user turn on 1 through 5 stars, right? Is that what we're thinking? Okay, so if they press 1 star, let's just do, we could do all 5 of these on different artboards. We'll just do 1 and 5, okay? So here's our rating, all right? I have an idea. Check it out. I'm going to hit Command-C, Command-V one more time, and I'm going to use the active state, but bring the opacity down to my star, okay? And because I know what I'm doing, Command-C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Ooh, we got a lot of stars in here, right? Okay. So let's play. Now we got 5 stars hidden in the bottle, but we're going to want the bottle, I think, to be above the stars. Okay. So I think that could work. Hopefully you don't get any jitteriness by switching layers on our bottle there, but we're ready to rate. Okay. Let's do rating number 1. And it even named it rating number 1. Come on, folks. We're doing good here. Let's say our user clicks on rating number 1, what's going to happen? You better believe one of these stars is going to shake out and fall into our glass. And I'm going to see if I use the bounce easing on this, and we'll just rotate it around. I don't know why my star looks kind of funky, but it's too late. I can't stop now. Okay, so let's go to prototype. Okay, did we prototype this? We didn't. Let's do a tap gesture here that says on tap, auto animate to the rating screen, ease in, ease out. Oh, that's fine. That's good. Like it, 0.8 seconds. But if the user taps here on one of these, we're going to bink. Ooh, okay, so now we set the component state has all those drag gestures. This is okay. We can make do with this. We have all these stars, right? Let's just group them together and call this star ratings, okay? That's good. We could do star ratings, okay? And copy that, and let's get rid of all these individual stars over here. Let's get back on design mode so we can work a little faster. I don't know why I'm designing on prototyping mode or prototyping on design mode. It don't make no sense. So let's come back in here, put this in here, and then turn an active state on. Okay, we get 1 star to dim, dim, dim to drip into the glass. Okay, so when I do that, the good news is now I can draw a rectangle, and we're gonna say tap 1. Okay, let's copy this and do another one over here, and this one will be tap 5. Okay, and you'd want to do one of these for each one of your ratings. Okay, so now we're going to go back over to prototype and say, hey, when somebody taps this active state thing here, we want to tap auto animate rating, ease in, ease out. Let's go bounce, and let's make it last like, I don't know, something like 2 seconds. Let's see if we can get this to work, and then we'll wire up our other one. Okay, we're here on rating. We press play, we tap. Oh, it bounced into the glass. Okay, I'm really happy right now that that worked. All right, so let's do one more. Okay, so this is rating 1, and let's call this one rating 5. Okay, rating 5. So it's going to be all 5 of them, right? So if somebody taps on this 5 star, boom, we're going to go over here, and now all we have to do is come back and find all of those stars, turn them on. Okay, find the one that is not that one that's already in there, but these other 4, and drop them down into our glass. You guessed it. And we're just spinning them a little bit as they drop down. They're a little bit funky. Okay, spin some this way, spin some that way, have some fun. Okay, great. And then how much time do we have? Oh, we're making okay time. Okay, so let's try that really quickly. Okay, so now we should be able to say 5 star instead. Bing, bing, bing. They kind of bounce. That's a 5-star rating, y'all. I love it. Okay, here we go. Last thing we're going to do is let's do an overlay. Okay, so once you're done, we'll do a time transition. I'm going to build this overlay right here on top. Okay, this is how I do them sometimes. I'm just going to go pure black. And let's just a little bit of an opacity thing there, about 90%. And let's just steal some text really quickly and pop it in there. And let's shrink it down, spin it around, and center it and say 5 stars. Okay? Okay, cool. And then, oh, give me the button. Give me the button. Yeah, we'll just use this button over here really quickly. And this one will say rate more lines. Now, I have a really interesting little thought here. I'm going to grab the background, the text, and the button, group it together. And in my layers panel up here, I'm going to call this overlay. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to call it overlay. I'm going to drag another one of these out. And now I'm just going to affect my overlay a little bit, right? So I'm just going to drag these things down. I'm going to drag the opacity there. The opacity to this, just like that. Okay, rating, and then we got this. It's kind of like a confirmation screen more than anything. So in our prototype, we're going to grab the entire artboard, and we're going to kind of come over to here and say it's a time transition. Give it like a 1 second delay, and then this will take about 0.6 seconds. Not bounce, let's just do ease in and see how our rating system works now. So let's put 5 stars, 1001. Boom, we get, okay, you get to rate more wines. And then in our prototyping, all we'd need to do then is grab our button and wire it back to the top. Just say tap, not even, nothing, just transition, not even a dissolve, just instantly transition back, okay? So with that being said, we have done what we came to do, right? We've created a initial like dashboard screen that you can scroll between multiple types of wines, click on a wine, get that really cool artsy fartsy in-depth view. Then we can tap the button to rate this wine, and then we can click either 1 or 5 stars. Let's do 1 star for this wine. We didn't like it. And then we would want to do that time transition back to that one as well too. What happened to my design? Let's go back in really quick. Okay, so let's do a really quick timed transition here. Same thing. Bunk, time. You guessed it. It was like a 2-second delay and auto animate. But we just need to make sure that we come back in, that we have the overlay present on that other screen as well. Okay, so let's pop it on there. It's there. Last thing I'm going to do, because I can't help it, is I want to take my bottle, and as it's rating, I'm just going to tip. I just want to tip my bottle for my last thing. Oh, there's so many other things I'd like to do, but that's going to be it for the day. So let's take our bottle. We'll tip it on both our screens. Let's go through it one more time. It should work now. And we'll go here, swipe back and forth. We click. Good. We rate. Awesome. And we go 5 stars, and they all pop there, and the bottle tips over. And with a nice delay, we head to the confirmation screen, and we go right back to do it again. And that is the design challenge for the day. If you want to take it to the next level, something you could do is figure out how to change the timing of your stars here, right? So it might be nice if I click 5, we take some of the stars that were placed there and pull some of them, put them in a group and pull some of them further up. They'll come down at different speeds then, so they don't all come down with one plop like that. So that's something you can do. Pretty cool, pretty fun. Have a lot of fun with it and post it inside the Discord. And that's what we're going to do right now for the last few minutes, is jump into the Discord and see what we can find. I already opened a bunch of links from posts. This one is from Prendra Kashyap, and this is the streaming app from yesterday, right? This one's real nice looking. That off black might be a little too off black, and maybe we need to go a little punchier with that black, because it looks like maybe it has like an opacity issue, right? But I love the layout, love the colors, very clear. Let's look at this prototype, shall we? We'll go full screen on this bad boy. Real nice autoplay up there with Spider-Man No Way Home. Nice scroll groups that are happening. It just feels so real. It feels so native when we drop that video inside, right? We click on them, we can kind of see. That's nice. Ooh, Dirty Dancing. Way to throw it back there into it. I am having the time of my life. Dirty Dancing reference for you. All right, this one is by Yuya Yang, and this is the streaming dashboard also. So let's jump in. Ooh, okay. When we post these giant vertical ones like this, can be a little hard. So I'm going to look at the prototype. That's what I'm going to play with here on this one, right? We can, ooh, click. And what's going on? Ooh, we're getting, oh, okay, Venom. Yeah, that's good. Super fun. Super nice. Can we go back? We can. Can we scroll? Yeah, a little bit. The prototype is having a little bit of troubles. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. I like the hover over, and we should get autoplay out of it, which is nice. Okay, really cool. I love it. Looks great. I like the progress bars. Maybe bump them down off the movie. That's the only recommendation I have, but really, like, nice. You know, navigation, like video implementation, really good. This one is by Ilham Anura, and this is another one of the streaming dashboards from yesterday. Yeah, the design. See the difference when you go to like actually like pure black like that, or at least a darker black, like almost black. It just punches a little bit more. It's just better, I think, for like video viewing if you're gonna do a dark interface like that. So looks real nice. Let's jump into this one. I think this one has a login flow with it as well. Love the little character. Cute. Awesome. Amazing, right? Let's we can either sign in or sign up. Let's just log in, shall we? Look, there we are. Love it. Big 19 by 20, 1080, kind of big screens there. Ooh, Shang-Chi, amazing movie. Love the Marvel movies. Like, we can click on things. I love the episode list. Super good. Press play. Pick it up. Does it go to like a viewer? It does. Oh, I wish. The one thing I wish I had right now was like a expand and go full view. That would have been really cool, but it's well done. This one is by Jiayi Wang. Smartwatch interface from a few days ago. Love it. Day 4. of our challenges. Very clean. This is what happens when you just especially on like an Apple Watch interface, less is more. Watch like interfaces have such small like real estate. So just keeping it chill like that is good. Very, very nice. We have time for one more for a few seconds. This is Arif Hoysan, another streaming dashboard. Really nice. Let's click on it. We get some auto playing video in there, and then we are out of here. Really nicely done. Love the scroll groups, real smooth. Maybe fix that navigation to the bottom so when we scroll, we don't get it. Instead, it'll just stay put exactly where it belongs. But I like it. I like it a lot. We'll click on the matrix. There it is. Right? A lot of fun. Fun with video. And that is it for the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today's challenge here in the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, and I hope that I will see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, to dive into Adobe XD and have some more fun challenges. We'll see you then.